been told to age gracefully and you decided absolutely the fuck not. I'm vain on purpose. I'm vain in the morning. I'm vain around lunchtime, right around the evening. Vanity is not a flaw. It is a feature. It's the engine. Because it's my fucking face, it's the first thing people see. The fastest way to get old is to surround yourself with people who already think they are. Wasn't that she felt like she was above it or better than they were. It was that deep down, wait for it, I bring my own sheets to hotels, and that's not even the craziest shit I do to stay hot AF at 48. So my last video on this got 100,000 views. So here are 10 more things, and these are the ones that I don't really talk about. Hi friend, I'm Cynthia Garcia, and this is I'd Like to Thank Myself. I spent $1.3 million, I know, of my own hard-earned money to stay hot AF at 48, so you don't have to. So if you're a woman who's over 40 and you've been told to age gracefully and you decided absolutely the fuck not, you're in the right room. All right, quick disclaimer, as you've already heard, I cuss a lot. That's just how I talk. If that's not for you, this is your stop. But if you're staying, grab a drink because we have got some shit to talk about. Okay, so the first 10 things I gave you in that first video, which you can pop back and watch if you haven't seen it yet, it's called the 10 actual things I do to stay hot AF at 48, which is a long ass title. Those first 10 things were the polite ones, maybe the expected ones, but these 10, some are tactical, some are confessions, but all of them are why I'm 48 and I look the best I've ever looked. Now, the first one is free, but most people skip it. And I'm going to tell you, it is the difference between aging on your terms and letting cortisol eat your face off. Okay, so number one, very dramatic, is sleep. So I sleep like I get paid to, like it's my job. Like I went to school and studied this shit. 8 hours minimum every single night in a cool, dark room. It's about 73 degrees, which to my husband is still warm, and to me is the surface of Mars. Mars is cold as fuck, in case you didn't know. I take magnesium glycinate before bed. I don't do any screens after 8 p.m. And by 9 o'clock, I am passed the fuck out. And I sleep with a white noise machine and I wear earmuffs. Zach calls them earplugs. We've been over it. I will keep saying earmuffs. He will keep correcting me. This is our marriage. Welcome to us. So here's the thing. Listen, sleep is the most underrated beauty habit there is. And many of you guys have talked about this in the comments. You're right. Like I will turn down dinners, I will leave events early, and I will not even apologize for any of it. Because if you're skipping sleep, you're paying twice. You're paying for the products that aren't going to work as well, and you're paying for the cortisol that's, like I said, eating your face off. So if you wake up and you have that puffy cortisol face, you know the one, right? You're stressed, morning skin, and you're trying to fix it with a $300 serum on top, you might be wasting your money because the fix isn't on top of your face. It's in your sleep stack. So again, magnesium glycinate before bed, and that inflammation, that puffiness won't build up in the first place. One more thing that I wanted to tell you. So I sleep on a pillow called the Omnia Copper Skin Defense. Yes, that's the real name. I can't believe I said that shit out loud. Sounds like a Marvel character, right? But it's a pillow with a cutout for my face and a copper antibacterial pillowcase. I know. Listen, I told you before in other videos, I'm extra. I don't apologize for that. I'm not going to pay for Botox just to undo it overnight by smashing my face into polyester for 8 hours. I refuse. And before you tell me you don't want to go to bed early, you don't have to. You just have to decide what you want more, hotness or doom scrolling. And speaking of what we want more than other things, the most important beauty work I've ever had done has nothing to do with my face. So this is number two. Number two is the stories I tell myself. People will often see me or meet me and they say to me, "You're just so confident." Or they'll say, "You really don't give a fuck what people think about you, do you?" And that's correct. But to be clear, I care deeply what I think of myself and what my husband and my daughter and my family, my closest friends think. But that's about it. Because here's the thing. I cheer myself up. I prop myself up because for the longest time, no one did. Ever since, God, as long as I can remember, growing up, broke as a joke, people called me trash, white trash, ugly. They would say that I was worthless because I grew up with no money, just wearing hand-me-down clothes. And I worked really, really, really hard to change that narrative, to get to a place where I actually like myself and I don't want to be mean to myself anymore. And so that feeling impacts how I show up every single day. It impacts how I take care of myself. Like everything that I do goes back to me choosing myself. Now, I'll never forget the moment that I started actively rewriting and repeating the stories that I would tell myself. Okay, so story time. Are you ready? Let me tell you the story. I was a kid and I was learning how to play the flute in my school band. The thing is that I want to play the flute. Fuck no, I didn't want to play the flute. But I knew that I had to do something to get out of my small town. I had to make something of myself. And I didn't really have any advantages. So every opportunity that come my way, everything I could do, I did do. I took advantage of everything. And I knew that wealthy people often would play musical instruments. I knew that because I borrowed these books from the library and they told me that's what they did. So I decided I would learn how to do that too, right? Like I'm going to figure this shit out. So we were able to borrow instruments from the school because nobody in my area had money to buy their own musical instruments. So I had this scuffed up flute in a little brown box. Everybody else had like the cool black boxes. Mine was brown. And I would practice all the time. Okay, so get to it, Cynthia. Nobody has time for this. So one day I'm at home and my aunt is there and I'm practicing in my little bedroom and she walks in. And she's got kind of this shitty look on her face. And she goes, "Oh, you think you're just going to be real smart one day, don't you?" I didn't know what to say, right? Like I was like, uh-huh. So then she keeps going and she goes, "You just think you're going to be rich and, big shot and make something of yourself." I was so confused. I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I'm innocent as fuck, right? So I'm like, yeah, that's the goal. And this woman said to me, this grown-ass woman said to me, a little kid just trying to get herself up by the bootstraps, whatever the fuck that is, and get out of this place. She looks at me with a little snark and she goes, "Just keep telling yourself that." And I was like, that is a great fucking idea. Because in the environment that I was in, it was hard to believe that I could ever get out, that I could ever be somebody, that I could be important and loved. So I kept telling myself that. I did exactly what she said. I kept telling myself I mattered, that I was worthy, that I was going to get out and get a better life. And I've never stopped till this day. You see, the stories that you tell yourself become your life. So pick the ones that serve you and tell them on repeat. Okay, quick break. So if this is hitting you in the belly or somewhere else, hit subscribe. I drop a new episode every single Tuesday. Okay, back to the list. And speaking of stories that cost you, the next one is the 10-minute mistake that's eating $200 worth of your skincare every single morning. Number 3 is skincare layering order. Okay, so real talk, most women are doing their skincare in the wrong order. I will see people putting a $200 serum on top of a $40 SPF. Girl, it's doing nothing. It's literally doing nothing. And you're paying for that. So let's talk what order your skincare should go in. Cool? All right, so first, cleanser, then toner, then vitamin C, your serums, your hyaluronic acid if you need that, eye cream if you use it, neck cream, same thing, moisturizer, and last but certainly not least, SPF. In the evening, same exact thing, except swap in your retinoid for the vitamin C. Make sense? Use exfoliating acids only on alternating nights when you're not doing retinol or a retinoid or a tretinoin, whatever it is that you do. Don't ever do those two together. It's just going to melt your face off, and that's not a good look. The skincare layering order matters more than the products you use, and I will die on this hill. So if your skincare isn't working, it might not be the products, it could be the order that you're putting them on. And here's the one ingredient I won't skip no matter what, and I don't think anybody should at our age, and that is GHK-Cu, copper peptide. It is the closest thing we have to a tell your skin to act 30 years old again signal. So it supports collagen, helps reduce inflammation, and it's one of the few ingredients with the research to actually back up the hype. So I use it topically every single morning, and I also inject this peptide. I know. I covered that 2 episodes ago, so go back and watch that one if you want the full breakdown, and I will do a full peptide breakdown in the future, so subscribe so you don't miss it. Okay, quick aside, if you want my full layering protocol, the brands I rotate, the products I use, the exact order, what to skip and what to splurge on, because that shit works, all of that is inside the Vanity Club. What's the Vanity Club? I'm so glad you asked. So the Vanity Club is a community of women who refuse to age gracefully, and they show up and they share what they actually use, what they regret, what's worth the money, what isn't, and it's a safe space. There's no judgment there for wanting to look and feel hot as fuck. So the link is in the description. Okay, let's get back to the list. Okay, so we're at number 4. Number 4 is choosing to be vain. Hear me out, Linda. Listen. Listen, Linda. I chose vanity at 12 years old. I shared that story with you. It's in an earlier episode. But today at 48, I choose it even harder. Look, vanity is what makes you do the work. It's what gets you up and out to the gym when your hips hurt. It's what gets you to the dermatologist when there's so many other things you could be doing. It's what makes you call your doctor when something feels off instead of waiting 6 months to see if it disappears. See, most women are scared shitless of being called vain. I'm not. I'm vain on purpose. I'm vain in the morning. I'm vain around lunchtime, right around the evening. I'm vain when nobody is looking. Listen, I will do my makeup just to sit at home and look fly as fuck. Like that's for me, right? I am all about being vain because vanity is the only word that women have been shamed with. So I want to take it back, right? I want to take it back. Vain is what they called me when I refused to settle. Vain is what they called me when I said I wasn't going to disappear at 40. Vain is what people call women that they're scared of because a woman who decides what she's worth is a woman that they can't manage or control anymore. Here's the thing. The day that you stop caring is the day your face knows. Your body knows. Your nervous system knows. Vanity is not a flaw. It is a feature. It's the engine. Own it and stop pretending that you just don't care. Pretending is how aging accelerates and your self-worth drops at the same time. And ladies, that is not the move, right? Or don't, right? Do whatever you want. Aging without caring is a choice. Being vain is a choice. It's totally up to you to do what serves you. Okay, so vanity. Number 5 is tactical. It is PRF microneedling. Now, I'm about to tell you why I choose medieval medicine over the safe stuff. So here's the thing. I do microneedling with PRF, not PRP. I know we've heard all about PRP. It's the original. They spin your blood. They use those anticoagulants to keep it from clotting, and they inject the platelets. We love it. It's amazing. But PRF is like that shit on some steroids that Barry Bonds took back in the day. No? Is that a bad example? I don't know baseball. Jose Canseco? Whoever. Insert that dude here. I don't know. So PRF is the upgrade, right? So they do a lower spin speed. There's no anticoagulants. There's no chemical additives. You get this really cool fibrin matrix that releases growth factors slowly over 1 to 2 weeks instead of just like dumping them all on at once. And PRF also keeps the white blood cells in for better healing and recovery. I know, right? Your skin treats it like a slow IV drip instead of like a hit it and and quit it type of treatment. So when you combine that with microneedling, then the PRF gets pushed deeper into your skin. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite treatments. I highly recommend it. Now, it's true, they take your blood out, then they put it back on your face. It's a little wild, it's a little medieval, it's quite expensive, but I love it. Now, for me, I started with 3 sessions, 5 weeks apart to start seeing results. And I did see results. I looked so much better. I got a little tighter, a little brighter. Life is good. And now I do this several times a year, depending on what I need and where. I specifically did it under my eyes, right? So the darkness, the hollowing, the volume loss, I combined that with the fractional CO2 laser, and it just sucked it all up, just tightened everything and smoothed it out. So people often say, what did you do for your under eyes? There it is. That's what I did. Okay, back to the list. Speaking of refusing to compromise on what I put on my face, here's the one that loses people the most. All right, you ready for it? All right, number 6. I refuse to budge on this. You tell me what you think. But I have really high standards, full stop, about my face, about my providers, about what I put in my body, about what I put on my skin, about the version of me that I show up as in the world. And I don't let those standards slip, not even on the days where I am tired as fuck and the last thing I want to do is a motherfucking skincare routine. I've done so many skincare routines. I'm so tired. But I do it because it's who I choose to be. I've set these standards for myself and I maintain them. I once had a friend of mine say to me, I just don't know how you can spend so much money on skincare. And my honest to goodness answer was, because it's my fucking face. It's the first thing people see. It's the thing that people judge you by, whether that's fair or not. Listen, I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what they are. Don't shoot the messenger. Just say shit about me in the comments. It's fine. And speaking of high standards, remember at the very beginning of this video where I said I bring my own sheets when I travel? Well, that's true. I also bring my own pillow, my own towels, my own face towels, because I am not letting those hotel laundry chemicals, God knows what they use, on my skin and eventually in my body, because it goes through your skin into your body, right? Like, I'm not doing that. So yes, I'm the woman with the sheets in her suitcase. Yes, my husband has accepted this. No, I'm not going to apologize for it, but that's the standard and I don't lower it, not for tired days or for friends who think it's too much, because the day you let your standards slip on yourself is the day that you start aging differently. All right, number 7 is strength training, but you got to hear me out on this because I don't do this like everybody else, right? Now listen, I love a good solid cardio workout in the morning to get my blood pumping, right? It moves my lymphatic system, sets the tone for the day. I feel good. But when it comes to strength training, which we need, hold on, wait for that in just a minute, I go for that low cortisol beauty ritual energy. And here's what I do. I work out at night, in the evening, by candlelight with vibey music. I know, I use free weights on a yoga mat in my own room. And I know it looks like I'm summoning a demon or hosting a seance, but I'm actually just doing bicep curls because I refuse to suffer through those crazy ass gym workouts, right? The grunting and the dropping of the weights and the sweat. I'm not going to do it, right? Me, I'm lighting candles and lifting weights like I'm at a spa. Now, I still get good solid strength training in. I still go hard. I just go slow, I go intentional, and I set the mood. Both of them work. If you like to work out at a gym, do you? I don't. So I work out at home. Either workout is fine. Mine just makes me not hate my life. And by the way, strength training for women over 40 is not optional. It is a metabolic insurance policy. Every workout you skip is interest that your body is going to come back and charge you later. Muscle runs your bone density. It runs your metabolic rate, your posture, your skin elasticity, your hormone response, all of it. And so strength training every other night, like 20 to 30 minutes, free weights, resistance bands, your own body weight, whatever that is, for me is a must. And I'll be honest, it was vanity that got me to start. But this beautiful ritual that I have in the evening is what kept me going. So you got to find the thing that keeps you going. Got it? All right, that was number 7. Now, number 8. Number 8 might surprise you, and you may not disagree with it, but it's the fact that I make a point to spend time with people younger than me. I know. So my EA, my assistant, is in her 20s. My daughter Rain is a teenager and her friends are in my house every weekend. I love it. I get to be part of their conversations. I get to hear what they're listening to. I know like what's relevant, what's hot, what's dead, what's coming, what got canceled last week, what slang means now versus 3 weeks ago. Literally all of it, because I'm in the room when it's being discussed. Before you think like I'm just trying too hard to be the cool mom, no, I'm just present. They talk, I listen, I learn, and they get to learn from me too. So it gets to be a trade, right? And this doesn't mean that I don't spend time with people who are older than me. I actually do. And I love the fuck out of them. I love their wisdom. I love how they don't give a shit about anything anymore, how they just get it. Like they're so clear on who they are and what actually matters. And fun fact, when Zach and I lived in Portland for a while, our closest friends were our neighbors who were in their 80s. True story. We would go out to dinner. We did wine tastings together. They were like the only people we hung out with. And they would plan like these international trips and they would do road trips. I mean, they were living their best lives. They weren't slowing down and they sure weren't stopping. So the point is this: the fastest way to get old is to surround yourself with people who already think they are. And I just refuse to do that. And speaking of what gives you away when it comes to being older faster than the people that you're hanging around is number 9. And that is hair. I know if you ignore this though, your face isn't going to matter because your head, your scalp is going to be giving you away. So hair is the most underrated beauty asset that women over 40 have. And I refuse to treat it like it's an afterthought. So here's what I do. I have tape and extensions. I get them switched out every 4 to 6 weeks. My hairstylist, her name is Laura Rigetti. You can check her out. She's on Instagram. She's amazing. She comes to my house. She installs them. She does my color, my cuts, my trims, my styling, all in one visit. And I get to work or just hang out or do whatever I want while she does that. Now, the benefit of working with someone for years, like I've been working with her for 7 years, is that she knows my hair intimately. Like she can tell when my diet is off, if I'm overstressed. She gets all of it even before I do, right? So she's amazing. I also use minoxidil to keep it growing and to keep it nice and thick. And I use a scalp massager, because it feels good, which also pushes the minoxidil deeper into my scalp. And because my hair is so blonde, if you're blonde, you know it is hard to keep it that way. I use these little packs called Malibu Blondes. It's a vitamin C wash and it keeps my blonde bright. So I treat my hair like a houseplant. I water it, I feed it, I love it, and it thrives. Okay, we made it to number 10. You're doing great. 10, this is the last one. This is the one that ties it all together. And it's the reason that the $1.3 million actually mattered. So, story time. A woman in the Vanity Club messaged me this past week, and what she said to me gave me chills and also made me want to cry at the same time. So she's in her late 40s and her face is changing. She finally gets what the fuss is all about. That's what she said to me. And then she said, for most of her life, she had looked down on women who took care of themselves. She said she thought it was vain and she thought it was shallow. And she would openly call women that. Didn't give a fuck. But on the other side of 47, she realized the reason that she had dismissed all of it for years wasn't that she felt like she was above it or better than they were. It was that deep down, wait for it, She didn't believe she was worthy of the care. I know. See, it's like, oh God. But she started a tiny 3-product routine, skincare routine. She's doing her thing. She says it feels really good. And I love that for her. It's never too late to get started or to think you're valuable enough to do it. So much of what we call vanity in other women is actually just a confession about our own worth. When we call her shallow for caring about her face and we're saying out loud what we've quietly believed about ourselves, which is that we're not worth that kind of care, that level of care. When we roll our eyes at her gym routine, we're just confirming the stories that we've been telling ourselves for years, that the time, the effort, the money, the attention, none of those things are for someone like us. And I get it. I spent so much time thinking that I wasn't allowed to look and feel good about myself. I wasn't allowed to be vain because I grew up in a house with no running water. It's like I was just trash. I didn't deserve it. I wasn't worth it, right? But as you know, I decided to rewrite all of those stories. I went all the fuck in, and now I don't waver. Because the beauty of all of this is we are the authors and the editors. We are the ones writing this story, which means we can rewrite it anytime we choose or not. The choice, as always, is yours. So, on that note, a toast. I'd like to thank myself, the girl in Appalachia who borrowed a flute and got told to just keep telling herself that, for the girl who took that advice and never stopped. I'd like to thank myself for deciding that sleep was a job, for learning that the order matters more than the products, and for having standards that don't bend for anybody, not the tired days, not even for me when I want to settle. I'd like to thank myself for finally believing I was worth it after years of being told I wasn't. So a toast to who we were, to who we are, and to the hot bitches we're becoming. For that and so much more, I'd like to thank myself. Cheers.